A lasting tribute that shows the humble beginnings of Mission, the different aspects that make up the fibre of what Mission is. So spoke Chief Alice Thompson of the Leq'a First Nations to the large crowd gathered on Saturday, June 15th, 2013 for the presentation of the District of Mission's 120th anniversary commemorative mural, aptly named Our Hometown, Mission, BC. Designed and painted by well-known Mission artists Christina and Lauze of the Arts, the 20-meter-long mural illustrates a powerful historic narrative of the area's storied past, incorporating images from the community archives. The chosen images were transferred to transparency sheets for projection onto the archives building wall. Dean then outlined the projected images using paint spray guns until he had sufficient detail. To complete the images, using an airbrush gun and paintbrushes. A unique feature of the mural painting is how the design elements of the wall are meaningfully incorporated into the artwork. This is exemplified by the local indigenous people, painted on the doors in the center of the wall, representing their importance and passageway between cultures. And veterans encircling the window, a symbolism of freedom and liberation. Let's explore the unique and diverse heritage of our hometown, Mission, BC, through a collection of stories providing glimpses of the past related to the iconic images in the mural. Central to our hometown's development was the coming of the railway. In 1891, Mission was literally put on the map when the Canadian Pacific Railway's Mission-Huntington line was completed. It was the first railway crossing linking BC with the USA, transforming Mission into a boomtown. By 1911, 16 passenger trains stopped at the CPR station every day. By 1947, however, passenger rail traffic had diminished to half as travel by car and airplane grew in popularity. On June 30th, 1959, the Vancouver Mission Huntington CPR local made its last trip, ending this iconic passenger service dating back to 1891. The local newspaper in Mission reported, "There were few on hand to mourn its demise." Deemed obsolete by the CPR in 1990, a group of local citizens successfully rallied to save the station from demolition. In 1991, it received federal protection through the Historic Sites and Monuments Board of Canada. While plans were underway to acquire and restore the iconic train station, it was destroyed by fire on January 25th, 1999. A historic landmark in Mission, the CPR Bridge was the only direct crossing over the Fraser River for more than 4 decades. Constructed of wood between 1889 and 1890, repairs were required several times due to damage caused by a herd of deer chewing on the supports. Makes you wonder if this influenced the decision to convert the bridge's piers to concrete in 1908 and the swing span to steel in 1910. 27 years after their pioneer John A. Catherwood drove the first car in Mission, the CPR Bridge was officially opened to vehicle traffic on July 1st, 1927. Mr. Catherwood, who was the MLA at the time, led the triumphant procession at the opening ceremonies, ending decades of lobbying to plank the bridge for public use. Every spring, freshets caused flooding and the erosion of rock and soil. The worst catastrophe occurred when a 150-foot span of the bridge collapsed into the Fraser on July 24, 1955. 2 tug-powered barges were only able to transport less than 1/4 of the number of vehicles that normally use the bridge. And, despite lobbying by communities on both sides of the river, repairs to the bridge were not completed until August 1956. Having a serious impact on Mission's economy. Did you know that Mission was once known and promoted as the home of the big red strawberry? The moderate climate, the rich alluvial soil, and close proximity to transportation provided ideal conditions for fruit growing. Early farms were family-owned and operated, like that of William T. Abbott, whose land holdings included 3 acres with 4 street frontages: Grand, 6th, James, and 7th. By 1911, there was a Mission Farmers Institute with 49 members working collectively to market locally grown fruits. To promote the local fruit, vegetable, and dairy industries, an agricultural fair was organized in October of 1894. Held on the flats near the Fraser River, the price of admission was 25 cents, and cash prizes were awarded ranging from 50 cents all the way to $5. The event featured displays of homegrown products and crafts, along with sporting events including horse and three-legged races. In 1910, the fair was moved to the fairgrounds on Talbot Street, where it was held until 1999. Valued at over $3 million in 1948, the fruit and vegetable industry in the Mission District remained the dominant economic sector. A marketing brochure for the 3rd annual Strawberry Festival held that year boasted Mission had the largest small fruits processing plant in Canada. Owned by the growers, the Pacific Cooperative Union secured a new multi-year marketing arrangement to ship a minimum of 3,000 tons of strawberries and raspberries to the USA starting in 1948. Majestic, primeval forests once covered the vast lands of the municipality, comprising 25,300 hectares. The forest provided warmth, shelter, and a livelihood for the settlers. Initially using horses and oxen to harvest the timber, they cut shingle bolts, pilings, and poles. By the 1900s, small portable bush mills began to appear throughout the district, and along the Fraser River, shake and shingle mills were established. By the early 1930s, most of the area within a 10-mile radius had already been logged. To stabilize the local forest industry, a municipal forest reserve comprising 1,076 hectares was created in 1948 to help protect the community's natural resources. Then, in 1955, Mission applied to the province for a forest management license, the first municipality to do so in Canada. 2 years after the presentation of a tree farm certificate by the BC branch of the Forestry Association in 1956, Mission acquired its own 25-year renewable tree farm license and implemented a plan for the perpetual use of the forest crop, together with recreational and industrial development. By the 1950s, Mission was claimed to be the shake and shingle capital of the world. Toke Meeker and Henry Friesen formed a brokerage firm called Anglo-American Cedar Products Limited, based in Mission, which grew to handle almost half of all shakes and shingles production in BC. In 1956, it was estimated that 60 cents out of every dollar earned in the Mission area came from forestry. In 1987, 9 forestry manufacturers operated out of Mission, including Blue Mountain Log Sales, Meeker Cedar Products, and Green River Log Sales. Mission has a unique municipal history. The rural area from the State River to Hatzick Lake was incorporated in 1892 as the Municipality of Mission, while the urban area bordered by Cedar, 14th, and Mary Streets incorporated in 1922 as the Village of Mission. The two governments built the community's first municipal hall at a cost of $7,375. Opened on December 4, 1929, the jointly operated municipal hall was the first of its kind in the province. Following approval received through an amalgamation plebiscite, the two municipalities finally agreed to merge in 1969. At the official ceremonies held on November 1st in the Legion Auditorium, over 250 people witnessed the issuing of the letters patent and the signing of the agreement. A highlight of the event was the presentation of a gavel to the new council made by Mission secondary students, which had been carved from wood originating from Mission's first Anglican church. To commemorate the 100th birthday of Mission, His Excellency the Right Honourable Raymond John Yatchin, Governor-General of Canada, presented Mayor Kevin Reddle with Mission's official coat of arms and flag on April 14, 1992. The latter features the Mission Cross, a new heraldic symbol in Canada, named for the district and symbolizing three ideas: the district as crossroads, the historic past and foundation of the community, and Mission's forest wealth. 40 years after high school education was first offered in Mission, the 6th annual commencement ceremonies and dance were held in the Legion Auditorium for the class of 1950. Wilfred Jack, chair of school trustees, advised the 44 graduates, "Approach your future with tolerance and understanding, recognize your problems, and learn to work them out peacefully." The next day, graduates staged a riotous snake parade by dancing and shouting their way down First Avenue. Aboriginal education in Mission Public Schools gained momentum in the mid-1980s when the province provided funds for improving Indigenous student success in the school system. An advisory council named Seawall COS was formed in 1989, initially comprised of elders and parents of school-aged children. It was later expanded to include school district staff and trustees. On November 13th, 2007, the first Aboriginal Education Enhancement Agreement was signed, establishing the means to implement meaningful and respectful programs and services. Evolving with the complexities of today's society and the corresponding need for a more diversified curriculum, in 2001, Mission School District received funding from the province to open Riverside Trades, Training and Technology Center. It offered innovative, one-of-a-kind, 2-year apprenticeship programs for those who had left the traditional school system. 20 years after its establishment, the center was relocated in a newly renovated facility and renamed Riverside College to reflect the institution's expanded educational programs, a unique blend of trades and academic training for students of all ages. As pioneers settled in Mission, many brought with them a strong faith in God, passed down through the generations and their culture. Places of worship were established throughout the community to support the diverse spiritual needs of the community. Among them was Westminster Abbey, which included a Mission landmark, the Fitzer Memorial Tower. Completed in 1958, the impressive structure stood 160 feet in height and, at the time, was claimed to be the tallest bell tower in the world. Almost a year after this groundbreaking ceremony, the Mission Sikh Temple was dedicated on November 18, 1989. The local newspaper reported, "They came by the hundreds, the young and the old, with a sense of purpose and pride, many of whom felt, for the first time, a true sense of community and a sense of belonging." The temple established not only a place of worship, but also a cultural center for the Mission Sikh community. In May of 1992, 11 local churches sponsored one of the first multi-denominational celebrations of faith in Mission, assisted by the Regent's College of the University of BC. The week-long celebration included a fun fair at the fairgrounds, which had crafts, puppet shows, and hot air balloon rides. The closing rally for this historic gathering was held in the Mission Leisure Center Arena on May 10th, where hundreds of people attended a service with the theme, "No Jesus, No Hope." Known as Derbytown, Mission's original Derby was one of 2 official races in Canada whose winner competed in the All-American Soapbox Derby in Akron, Ohio. In 1950, the event expanded to a province-wide competition, making it the only one of its kind in Canada. Preparations that year included Columbia Bitolithic Company, which is a fancy word for pavement, repaving the Main Street Hill, the race's starting ramp. On June 5th, 82 entrants in successive heats and runoffs came down First Avenue to determine the champion. In 1921, the Mission Hospital Auxiliary started May Day to raise funds for the construction of a hospital in the community. An annual event for over 6 decades, May Day was a gala affair that included a parade with people in costume, marching bands, decorated cars, and floats. The festivities were held at the fairgrounds, featuring the coronation of a May Queen, maypole dancing by schoolchildren, sports competitions, and a variety of community-run stalls. Mission's Candlelight Parade has proudly held the title of the first nighttime parade in BC and the largest nighttime parade in Western Canada. In 1993, a historic element was added to the parade. Willie Schmidt of Mission Towing lovingly restored a wondrous sleigh believed to be over 100 years old and a set of reindeer he had received from his friend and employee of Vancouver Woodwards, William Robbins, who has gifted them following the store's closure that year. To defend our democratic rights and freedoms, Mission men and women came forward to serve their country. During World War I, over 300 signed up to fight, and 96 gave their lives on the battlefields, fighting in some of the bloodiest and historically significant battles of the Great War, including Ypres in 1915, the Somme in 1916, and Vimy Ridge and Passchendaele in 1917. When World War I ended, local citizens decided to commemorate veterans in a unique way by constructing a much-needed hospital as a living memorial to those who served. Following the opening of a temporary hospital in 1920, an ambitious fundraising campaign that included raffling off a 1924 Ford Coupe, the Mission Memorial Hospital opened debt-free on February 19, 1925. The building served the community until 1965, when the present-day hospital on Heard Street opened. Mission is credited with being the first community in the British Commonwealth to offer freedom of the city to a veterans organization for their service and dedication to defend our freedom. As a single Spitfire fighter soared overhead on Sunday, September 26, 1999, the Mission branch of the Royal Canadian Legion paraded down First Avenue with their drums beating and colors flying to claim the freedom of the city honor bestowed upon them and all legions across Canada. Located 3 kilometers east of Mission on Lougheed Highway is Ytem, a site of great archaeological significance and spiritual importance to the Stolo Nation. BC's oldest dwelling site, it provides physical testimony of the long-term Stolo presence along the Fraser River. Equally important, Ytem has been designated by the Stolo Nation as a place to share their archaeology, culture, and spirituality so that people of all ages and backgrounds can learn about local First Nations culture. In 1990, the sacred site was threatened when it was about to be developed for housing. Through the tremendous efforts of the Stolo, archaeologist Gordon Mose, the Friends of the Hassock Rock Society, and the community, the BC government was convinced of the site's value and declared it a heritage site in 1992. At a special ceremony held at Ytem in 1994, MLA Dennis Streifel announced the government would grant $200,000 to build a longhouse interpretive center on the site. After more than 6,000 years, 2 scummels, also known as pit houses, were constructed on the site. A traditional winter home for Indigenous peoples made out of cedar logs and accessed through the smoke hole at the top, the pit houses were dedicated and opened on April 28, 2001, with some 400 people in attendance. Leq'a Battelle, Ytem director, declared at the dedication, "They are the first architecturally designed, structurally engineered, geotechnical sound pit houses ever built." The Mission Community Archives hopes you have enjoyed these glimpses into the past about our hometown. If you or someone you know can contribute historic photographs of and information about Mission, please contact Val Billisberger at the Mission Community Archives. Please call 604-820-2621 or send an email to manager@missionarchives.com.